Hi, YouTube yo. I'm in the basement. See the ceiling? Very basementy. I just wanted to tell a story, so I thought that would be fun. This story, it's about when I lived in South Carolina, and I used to do cleaning there. So I did cleaning with one of my church members, and we would clean other churches. And we would go a lot, and then we usually go after all the meetings and all that are done. Sometimes they would get done late, like 10 or so. So we'd get there and end up staying at times until like 1, 2 almost, all that, you know. And I'm talking about PM and AM. So this one night, me and the daughter of the woman who employed me, we went there to the church, and this church, I believe it had to be built in the maybe earlier than the 1920s even, but definitely the 1920s at least. So we went to the church. By the way, add on, one part of the church was like new because they built on to the old church. So just think of like the main hall slash the, I don't even, I've been in church all my life. I don't even know what it's called. The main area where the pastor preaches. You know what I'm talking about. That area was originally from like the 1920s or so. And then, that church could even be older than that. It could be from the 18-somethings. Because it was like, some of the stuff was just blatantly old. Like, like it had unnecessarily small doors in places. I thought that was really weird. Because it's like, it would be too small to actually store stuff, but then it'll have like a little hall in it, but then it's too small for a person to go in and walk. Like if it's like some kind of escape path, like this person would have to be like the size of a 4-year-old maybe to fit in there. And then still, if they were the size of a 4-year-old, they would have to crawl. And then their shoulders would be touching the sides, but they would have to crawl to wherever it goes. I don't even know. I just poked my head in one time, and it was like, I had to get some balls about myself just to do that, because I was like, what the heck is this little teeny hallway door? Freaking what? Anyway, and, little tiny stairwells. They have that. The stairwell that goes up to the choir area was like hella small where your shoulders would rub the sides. So I'm like, what humans are these that are fitting here? I mean, I am a large person, like, look at these shoulders, and then look at that. But still, nevertheless, I'm still like, what? So, like I was saying, with this church, hoopity hoppity. We were there late. It was probably at that time, maybe like 12 something or so. I go into one of the newly built type of areas, but still the newly built area was probably built in maybe the 80s. By how the design looked, it looked like it was built in the 80s. And with that area, there's like carpet and stuff. So I was bringing the vacuum up there so I can go vacuum. And I was rolling the vacuum toward the choir practice hall and / classrooms area, and over there's like a balcony kind of thing where you walk, and then there's like a stairway, like there's a long hallway, stairs on each side at the end, and then there's like tile, and then if you walk down that hallway, then you get to the carpeted area. Then you have to go through a doorway, and then in that doorway, it's like a foyer that overlooks the bottom foyer. And then you walk past that foyer to some more classroom / the choir practice room. And so I was walking that way, and upon going through this first like set of doors from the hallway where the floor is tiled, I see, like, first, I like feel like someone's watching me. Like the whole time I'm walking down the hallway, I feel like someone's watching me, and I'm all like, ew, creepy. And then after that, I get to the doors. I prop the doors open, so I don't have to worry about like keeping opening and closing the doors. Plus, I kind of prefer to have the doors open because, I mean, if something does happen, you want to kind of be able to escape easily versus like, oh my God, let me open this. So, yeah, I go, prop the doors open, and then I plug up the vacuum. Okay, this is me propping the doors. I'm this way. I turn around, plug up the vacuum. Then I walk back again, and the vacuum's there. And then I go like, the hell? Because it looks legit like steam that comes from a teapot is moving on the ceiling, bouncing along the ceiling. And it like bounces 2 times, and then it stops, and then it moves, and then it bounces 2 more times. And then I'm like, psych. And then I started singing Jesus songs, and I just left the area and then went looking for my friend, and I couldn't find her for anything. Like, I'm like, oh, okay. And then I turn around, I go back down the hallway with the tile floors, in which there's classrooms there too. Like, it's a hallway with a whole bunch of doors on it, probably like 5 on each side, and each one's a classroom. And then there's windows in the doors, like school windows, you know, like in old school schools. And I guess new schools have that too, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's just like a plain door. Anyway, so yeah, okay. Through the windows, like you just feel like someone's watching you, you know? Like, you know, I was like creeped TF out. And like while walking down the hallway, I'm like nervous to call my friend, but then I do. I'm like, Brittany, like that. And I get to the stairwell. In the stairwell, the bottom part, somehow the light was off. And I was like, dude, I left this light on in the stairway. And then like someone's going to be at the bottom. And you know how the stairwells, they'll have the part, like you go down the stairs, you go down another set of stairs. Has that like zigzag thing going on. But then underneath, there's like a weird area under the stairs where sometimes people store stuff, but it's just like, and then a lot of times if you're in the big city, like homeless people would sleep under that area. Like that area, it always, I was just waiting for someone to jump out, like all the time. I'm like, oh my God. But, so yeah, that's about it. And I felt like a weird tingly, like when I saw that gosh darn wispy thing, like first thing I was like, okay, no. I started singing my Jesus songs, turn around, I start walking, and then I felt like, and just mean, like I felt like that, I don't know, I felt like just like a mean person staring at me, like someone mad dogging the shit out of you, like that's what I felt like, and I was like, no, I don't like this. More add-ons to that. So, they built a building. I guess it would have been back in the day, the front of the church. But like everyone enters through the back because that has the parking area. And the back is the area that faces that foyer I was talking about. But at the front, / now the back, at the front they built a like kids school. Like for their Sunday school or whatever the heck. And there's like a tree there where you could see there previously was something tied on the branch. And I'm like, I wonder what was previously tied on the branch. Because it's like, you know, it was in South Carolina. So, and back in those days, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some noose usage at that church. So, just saying. Oh, also another weird thing that happened. This is a short one though. While cleaning the main church area, I was vacuuming and my back was toward the front entry door where, you know, the said tree I was talking about and said preschool / church school. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And the main entry doors that no one uses. My back was toward that. My face was toward the pulpit. And there was like a giant Jesus figurine there. And there was a few times where that thing just moved like this. Like it shook. Like the earth was shaking under it. And I was like, okay, well, maybe it's from me moving. But I was so far away. There's like at least, I want to say, there's at least 20 to 25 pews until you get to the front. And I was at the back. So for me to be like stepping on the same board or whatever to make it wiggle, like that would be weird. So yeah, that's it. Have a good day. Bye. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you'll listen to another one again.